Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I had someone, actually a couple people chime in the video I made yesterday when I was discussing how I've lost this first 20 pounds of fat and what I'm continuing to do, and they pointed out, you know what, not everyone has the time to do the amount of cardio you're doing. That's really a full-time job almost, or at least another part-time job. If you're doing 3 hours of cardio a day, plus lifting 4 days a week, that's at least 25 hours of training. That's a part-time job. A lot of people have really full-time jobs, busy schedules. Not everyone can do that, and that's a great point. So let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. And yeah, I'm going to talk about also what I used to have to do when I worked a really busy schedule, because again, it's kind of funny. People seem to know so much about me, but they don't actually seem to know anything about my actual work history, what companies I work for, anything. It's really kind of funny. Because I went through a period of time right before when I got sick. You guys know I spent 10 months in bed, spent several years being unable to lift medically. I actually worked a 60-hour corporate job for several years immediately before that. Like, I actually had a decent paying job. I'm not going to say who it was with, because if people can't dig it up, that's not their business. But you know what? When I had a 60-hour work week and was married, I actually found it difficult to gain body fat. Believe it or not. You know why? So I was never bored. I was so busy all the time, I didn't have time to eat a lot of junk. And since I ate a pretty good diet at that time because I cared about my health at the time, I would throw stuff in a crock pot, leave it overnight, a bunch of chicken, buy 5 pounds of chicken or lean roast or something and throw it in a crock pot. And that's 3 or 4 days worth of meat to take to work with me, because I used to work 12 hours Monday through Friday. And I used to have to hit the gym on my way home. I would do that. I would take yogurt. I would take natural peanut butter and stuff to work just to eat with a spoon, and take whole wheat bread to make sandwiches out of the different meats I had. Take a few veggies and stuff with me to work. And, through my work schedule, because I was actually what we call a working supervisor at the time, I was on my feet a lot. I alternated between being at my desk and being on my feet a lot. So out of a 12-hour day, I was probably walking or standing 8 hours of that day. All right, and working 60 hours a week, I barely had time to squeeze the gym in. I would hit the gym on the way home for 30 minutes after a 12-hour shift. And at that time, I maintained about a 405 bench and a 550 squat. Training 20 to 30 minutes Monday through Friday on my way home from work. And I stayed at about 215. And that was not using gear, by the way. I was natty at that time. I'd come off everything. So I was able to do that. And honestly, quite frankly, as long as you're planning your meals appropriately and you're eating, not eating junk food when you're that busy, it's actually really easy, even for a chronic overeater like me, when you're that busy, to actually lose weight. Because you just can't get enough food in unless you're sitting around eating junk food and buying the Snickers bars and the sodas and stuff at work. As long as you're bringing whole foods with you to work, when you're really busy, it actually should be easier. Part of the reason I have to do what I do is that I have a little more free time than the average person. So for me, I schedule around my lifestyle, and that's the whole point. Everyone has to schedule around their lifestyle. Again, contrary to rumors on the internet, believe it or not, I'm not actually at home all day. I actually have a fairly busy schedule. I actually have to squeeze in that 3 hours of cardio a day. That basically eats up most of my free time. In an average day, I probably only have about 3 hours of me time to not do anything related to YouTube. Because again, guys, I do 4 videos a day between my 2 main channels. I actually had to cut back because of my all the stuff I'm doing right now. I had to cut back to only 1 video for my politics and firearm channels a day. It's my smaller channel. It only gets a couple 100,000 views a month. I don't put the same effort into it that I do in this one. But I do 3 videos a day for this channel. I do 1 video a day for my other channel. That's actually all the time I have. That eats up my free time because I have to research video ideas. I have to see what's going on in the community, right? That actually takes time out of my day. It takes time out of my day to get video ideas. I have to film them. You figure they're all minimum 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. That's up to an hour of filming a day. Editing isn't that bad, rendering it, but that's not all that I do. I'm not going to get into my personal life, but I have other obligations that I've committed myself to months ago, just because I have free time and I have other things I have to do for other people that I care about. I probably spend 25 hours every week 25 hours every week doing stuff specifically to help some other people that I love and care about, including Brittany. Like, I spend a lot of my time doing things to help her with her career and getting certain things done all the time. That's probably a 20 to 25 hour a week commitment alone. Then also time with friends and family. Okay, so you figure I help Brittany alone 25 hours a week. You figure that my YouTube work alone is 3 hours a day, 3 to 4 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that's what, 21 to 25 hours? Just between my YouTube and helping Brittany with things that I help her with, which I don't necessarily make money on. She does, but I don't. But she's my partner. That's what we do. We do a lot of stuff together. I do a lot of things to help her. That's a 50-hour commitment right there. Okay, that's 50 hours between helping her, getting my YouTube videos up. And granted, yes, YouTube is my full-time job. That is my primary source of income. Contrary to myths on the internet, I'm not on welfare. I've never actually been on what you would call welfare. That's actually a myth created by the internet. Yes, I did get some stuff a long time ago, but it doesn't qualify as welfare. It's a different story, and I haven't gotten that in a long, long time. I pretty much survive and live and pay my house, my car note, my rent. Don't want to give away where I live. My rent, everything else, off my YouTube. Yeah, I live on it, and it's middle class income. But yeah, I have a busy work week, so that's about 50 hours a week. My training and cardio is easily another 25 hours a week. So yeah, that's full time. That basically puts me at about 75 hours a week of actual busy stuff that I'm obligated to do with my training and everything added in. So again, I mean, contrary to what people think, I don't sit around at home all day just because I'm a YouTuber and that's technically my full-time job. I don't like to just sit around and do nothing. I actually have other commitments that I've made. I have other commitments because I'm with Brittany. I have other things going on. So it's also something I have to do. I already have basically a 50-hour week between commuting, helping Brittany with stuff, getting my YouTube stuff done. That turns out to be a 50-hour week for me. It's a 50-hour week. I got to come up with the other 25 hours to do all my training and cardio, just like everyone else out there. And that's the reality of it, guys. You have to manage your time efficiently. And for me to do those things, I have to use efficient time management. For example, I cook while I'm doing cardio. I have other things going on. Like anytime I'm doing my cardio, my 3 hours of cardio a day, I usually have a crock pot going. I have the oven going. I'm doing cooking, laundry going, things like that. So it's not like I just have unlimited free time here, guys. I have to schedule it in just like anyone else. And when you figure in that my other commitments, my other business-related commitments are a 50-hour week, yeah, I have to squeeze in that time just like anyone else. Now, a lot of people are like, well, I work more than that. I've got a 60-hour work week. I've got kids. Well, okay, you probably can't do anywhere near as much cardio as I do. I absolutely agree with that. But you also don't have the time to sit around and eat. And as long as you're avoiding junk food and you're staying busy, and you're eating whole foods and eating a fairly low-fat diet with a fair amount of fiber, carbs, protein, all of that in it, and you still make time to get to the gym to lift weights, you are probably not going to be overweight. Let's just be realistic here, right? If you're getting fat when you're that busy, it's because you're sitting around probably eating too much junk food. You're probably eating too much junk food because if you're that busy, you don't have time to eat. And like I said, you can crock pot stuff overnight. You can throw a bunch of meat in a crock pot, lean meats, and make sandwiches at work. You can take stuff with you to work. It's not that hard. Again, I've done it. I've had a 60-hour week corporate job. It can absolutely be done. It can absolutely be done. And it was interesting enough that when I had that job, I found weight management to be really easy. All things considered, it was easier because I didn't have boredom time. I didn't have downtime to sit around and eat because I was bored or depressed or anything else going on that causes people to overeat who are chronic overeaters. So again, it's all about fitting it into your lifestyle. It's about your own individual time management, figuring out how much time you have, and using it efficiently towards these goals. But what I'm doing of eating more food and doing more activity is generally going to be better for your overall athleticism. It's going to be better for your overall health and fitness, and that's the reason I advocate that. But that's if you have the time to do it. And that's a very individual thing. We all have different schedules because of our lives. But you know what? With efficient time management, you can still get these things done. You can still get these things done. And I schedule my day because of the different things I have commitments to do and have to get done, especially with the extra cardio thrown in. Yeah, you've got to manage your time efficiently. You have to plan these things. And if you can't learn efficient time management, yeah, your fitness is going to become a problem for you if you have a busy life. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.